1879, Rachel and Larry Hall get married at Wagner Creek near the Siskiyou Forest, where a multitude of friends, family, God, and elder trees witness their commitment to each other. Together they begin a lifelong journey into the woods. An adventure starts as each season comes and goes, and together they return to the woods of southern Oregon to hunt and gather. Over the course of 40 years, Rachel pays attention to the predicament of the forest and the reasons for the changes that will take place.
Was educational in a really engaging kind of way. And I think that that was achieved through the animation, the animation style, as well as the sound effects, which were really funny and cute. But I think kind of anthropomorphizing these um, cells and bacteria and trees and everything like that, and the roots, um, it just helps you absorb the information more. It helps you be more engaged with it, and you can, um, yeah, really understand the processes of how um, forests can become under stress and under what conditions and how does it adapt and evolve from that. So I thought this was really well done. I especially love the sound effects and the little like chomp chomp noises that were throughout it. I just thought it was just added this element of humor that is, it's talking about something that's very serious, something that is actively happening to our forests, but just delivered in a lighthearted and very meaningful way.
So I like the implementation of animation in this doc. We'll call it a doc. To explain sort of what is happening with the forest. So, in particular, the reason I like it is because it is really helpful to us, for those of us who aren't really environmentalists or who don't know much about sort of plants, etc. Is that it sort of helps us explain things and sort of see things that we're unable to see and understand with the naked eye. And it gives us sort of a visual of what is truly happening with the forest and with vegetation, etc. Um, yeah, I just think it was a great choice to use animation and a great way to sort of explain in this sort of childlike way.
I really like the way that they told Rachel and Larry's story by using the animation, and then they used the photographs and you were going through it, made it really personal. And you started to care about these people, but not only care about these people, but about the forest that they were protecting. I thought that the animation was really well done. I thought that it was very unique and it kind of got you involved. And I loved the message of this. It it had a very, very important message to it about our forests and what's happening to them.
Thought it was inspiring and it has an important message. Um, the film feels very sort of well researched and thorough, and it just gives off the sense of being a product of this process that's been very carefully tracked, which to me I felt lends a lot of weight to its authority and to its message. I loved the use of still photographs in this film. I loved the accompanying animation. Overall, it really feels like this film is informative and just makes its point with a lot of clarity, while also being fun and engaging and memorable.
I really like how it starts off like a documentary and then, ends up using animation to explain the science behind everything. But we kind of got the story of these folks and their mission. And then the animation explains, the science behind their quest to save the forest. So, yeah, it was a really cool idea to use animation to make this story. Everything looked great, and it was very easy to understand. Everything was explained well. Really good pacing, really good job on the animation and the voiceover, and good use of music. So, yeah, no, excellent work with this, and I can tell there's a real passion behind this for saving the environment, for saving the forest.
I think even kids in elementary school could understand this film, especially with the simplistic animation. They're quite passionate about the story. but it is the way it's told. It's made for everybody to understand from like ages 5 to 99. They can understand what's going on. They can understand why the forest is under stress. They can understand the passion this woman and her husband have for saving it. It's quite clear in the simplistic way it's done and with the narration and everything. It's and the words doing it rather than using big educated words that a lot of people wouldn't understand when it comes to science. They use very simplistic terms where everyone can understand it, and the animation goes along with that to help understand even further what they're going.
It was a very educational video, and I definitely feel like I learned a lot. But it also had a very strong and important message about the environment. I loved its approach to it. I really liked that it took the time to visually show us what the problem was, while also giving us a rundown of why it's so important. All in all, this was a very educational video. It had a very important message.